All right, let's get ready for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're serving up some serious knowledge about tennis
Sounds fun.
and how to unlock that mental edge we all crave on the court.
Yes. The mental game is so crucial in tennis.
Absolutely. So, have you ever heard of something called the Reticular Activating System?
The RAS.
Yeah, the RAS.
Definitely.
I know it sounds kind of like something out of sci-fi,
A little bit.
but it's actually this super cool part of your brain.
Yeah, it's fascinating how it works.
It's like a filter deciding what stuff is important enough for you to actually, pay attention to.
It's like an air traffic controller for your brain.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Right. It helps prioritize all the information coming in.
So in tennis, that kind of focus can be the difference between, hitting an awesome winner
For sure.
and totally missing the ball.
Absolutely. Every point is a battle for focus.
So we're going to break down exactly how this RAS thing works
That's it?
and how understanding it can take your game to a whole new level.
We're talking practical techniques, too.
Right. Like setting those really smart goals.
Yes. Smart goals are key.
And using visualization to your advantage.
Oh, visualization is so powerful.
I know, right? And then, of course, we've got to talk about positive self-talk.
That inner dialogue makes a huge difference.
It really does.
And I'm here to help connect all these concepts to what actually happens on the court.
Perfect. So let's kick things off with the basics.
Okay, sounds good.
What exactly is this RAS?
Right.
And why should any tennis player out there care about it?
Okay, well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed how after you, buy a new car,
Yeah.
you suddenly start seeing that same car everywhere?
Oh, yeah, totally. Like it's following me around.
Exactly. That's your RAS in action.
Really?
Yeah, you've basically programmed it to pick up on that specific car.
Interesting.
And now it's filtering everything you see to highlight that car.
Okay, so I get the car thing,
Yeah.
but I'm not exactly trying to spot more tennis balls driving down the road.
Right.
So how does this RAS thing help me, say, return a wicked serve?
Okay, imagine this. You're in a tight match, the pressure's on,
Well,
and your opponent, they're known for this killer slice serve.
okay, I can picture it.
Now, instead of getting all caught up in the tension...
Which is easy to do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Your RAS is trained to zero in on those tiny little details.
Like what kind of details?
Well, things that reveal which direction the serve is going to spin.
Oh, I see.
Or maybe it reminds you to just take a deep breath
Okay.
and stay calm during a crucial point.
Right.
It's all about prioritizing the right info at the right time.
So it's like having this secret weapon
Kind of, yeah.
that helps you anticipate your opponent's next move
It can definitely feel that way.
and helps you stay cool under all that pressure.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And the best part is you don't have to be a pro to tap into this power.
That's good news.
Right. Look at some of the greatest players out there, like Rafael Nadal.
Oh, yeah, Nadal's amazing.
Right. Or Serena Williams.
Yeah, incredible athletes.
They might not be walking around talking about their RAS,
True.
but they've absolutely mastered the principles of it.
Wow. I'm already seeing how this RAS thing can be a game changer.
It's a mental game changer for sure.
So how does all of this connect to the mental side of tennis?
Well, I mean, tennis is as much a mental game as a physical one, wouldn't you say?
Totally. It's
Yeah.
like you're constantly battling with yourself out there.
Exactly. Every point is a battle of focus.
Yeah.
And your RAS is right in the middle of that fight.
So it's like our minds are the real tennis court.
In a way,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, I like that.
It helps you sift through all those distractions.
Like what kind of distraction?
Oh, yeah, the crowd,
Oh, yeah, the crowd can be tough.
the score, your own doubts,
Definitely those doubts.
all of that. And it helps you zero in on what really matters.
Which is,
The ball, your opponent, and your strategy.
it's like your RAS is like your mental coach.
It's like having a coach inside your head.
Right. Helping you stay in the zone.
Exactly.
So how do we actually train our RAS to,
To get better.
to get better and stronger?
Well, think of it like a muscle.
Okay.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Gotcha.
And there are some specific techniques that can really help sharpen that focus.
Okay, I'm all ears.
All right.
What are some of these techniques?
Well, for starters, controlled breathing.
Okay.
It's like a reset button for your RAS.
Interesting.
Taking a few deep breaths before each serve or return can really help clear that mental clutter
Okay, that makes sense.
and bring your focus back to the present moment.
Right. Deep breaths. Check.
Easy enough, right?
Yeah, that sounds simple enough.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, what else?
Another powerful technique is the one-point mentality.
1-point mentality.
Yeah, so instead of letting your mind race ahead to the next game or even the next set,
Oh, I do that all the time.
it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Train yourself to only focus on the point that you're playing right now.
Okay, so just stay in the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This prevents your RAS from getting overwhelmed.
Right.
And it helps you stay grounded.
I like that, breaking down the match into smaller chunks.
Or manageable pieces.
Yeah, right, yeah. But I bet even with those techniques,
Yeah.
there are still times when those distractions just creep in.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
That's where focus triggers come in.
Focus triggers.
Yeah, think of them as mental cues.
Okay.
Little actions or phrases that you use to snap your RAS back into focus.
Give me an example. What kind of triggers actually work?
Well, something as simple as bouncing the ball a couple of times before serving
Oh.
or taking a deep breath before returning.
Right.
Those can be really powerful triggers.
Right.
Or you could repeat a key phrase to yourself.
Like what?
Oh, something like eyes on the ball
Okay.
or stay in the moment.
Gotcha.
These triggers basically become shortcuts to get your RAS back on track.
Like little reminders.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So,
So I can already see how these techniques could help me stay more focused on the court.
yeah, definitely.
But let's switch gears for a second and talk about goals.
Okay, goals?
We all know they're important.
For sure.
But what's the connection between setting goals and this whole RAS thing?
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Setting clear and specific goals is like giving your RAS a target to lock onto.
I see.
So instead of just like vaguely wanting to play better,
Right.
imagine having a goal like, I want to consistently land 80% of my first serves in the next month.
That's way more specific.
Exactly. That gives your RAS a clear direction to focus on.
So it's like programming my brain to figure out how to reach that goal.
Exactly. And the more detailed and specific your goals are, the better your RAS can filter information
Okay.
and highlight opportunities that actually help you reach those goals.
So it's like my RAS is working behind the scenes.
It's always working.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But how do we make sure that we're setting the right kind of goals?
Right. We need to make sure they actually work with our RAS.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where the concept of SMART goals comes in. So SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Okay, so break that down for me.
Sure. So instead of that vague play better goal,
Right.
you'd aim for something like increase my second serve accuracy to 75% within the next 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, I see the difference.
Right. It's clear, it's measurable, you can track your progress.
I can totally see how that would give my RAS something concrete to work with.
Exactly. And once you've got those goals in place,
Yeah.
visualization becomes your secret weapon.
To visualization.
It's not just daydreaming.
But isn't it kind of like that?
Well, it is about using your imagination, but
Right.
it's really about creating a mental blueprint for success.
A blueprint.
Yeah, that your RAS can then latch onto.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool, but I've always struggled with visualization.
Really?
Yeah. Is it really as powerful as people say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you vividly imagine yourself achieving a goal,
Okay.
like picture yourself hitting that perfect forehand winner,
Yeah.
your brain actually fires up the same neural pathways
Right.
as if you were actually doing it in real life.
No way.
It's true. You're essentially creating this muscle memory of success.
So it's like my brain's getting a sneak peek of what winning feels like.
Exactly.
But-
And top players, they use this all the time.
Really?
Think about Roger Federer, for example,
Oh, yeah, Federer.
mentally rehearsing his shots before a big match.
Interesting.
That's visualization in action.
Wow.
And it helps his RAS filter out all the distractions
Right.
and focus on executing those winning moves.
Okay, so I'm sold.
Good.
How do we actually do it? Like, is there a right way to visualize?
Well, the key is to engage all of your senses,
All of them.
as many as you can.
Okay.
So you want to see the court in your mind's eye, feel the grip of the racket in your hand,
Yeah.
hear the sound of the ball hitting that sweet spot.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Don't just picture it, you know.
Okay.
Feel it, experience it as fully as you can in your mind,
Okay.
and be as specific as possible.
What do you mean?
Well, instead of just visualizing winning the match.
Right, which is kind of vague.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Visualize yourself executing the specific shot
Okay.
that leads to that victory.
Oh, I see. So be really detailed about it.
Yes, the more detailed, the better.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
And then another tip is to make visualization a part of your pre-match routine.
Okay.
The more you practice, the more powerful it becomes.
Got it. Adding visualization to my to-do list.
Excellent.
But what about those times when we get stuck in those negative thought loops?
Mm.
Like those moments when self-doubt creeps in and you start replaying all your
Your
mistakes.
dreaded inner critic.
It's the worst.
That's where positive self-talk and affirmations come in.
Okay, they're like the antidote.
Exactly. They're like the antidote to negative thinking.
But how do you actually rewire your brain to be more positive?
Well, remember, your RAS is always listening
To what?
to your internal dialogue.
Oh, so it hears everything I'm thinking.
It's paying attention to those thoughts.
Okay.
So if you're constantly putting yourself down, things like, I can't hit a backhand to save my life.
I've definitely thought that a few times.
Well, your RAS is going to believe that's the truth.
Oh.
But if you consciously choose more empowering language,
Okay.
your RAS will start to shift its focus.
So instead of saying something like, I always double fault on big points,
Right.
I should say something like, I'm getting better at handling pressure with every serve.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that much better.
And affirmations are like planting seeds in your subconscious mind.
Seeds.
Yeah, like little seeds of positivity.
Okay.
The more you repeat them, things like, I am a confident player.
Okay.
I make smart decisions on the court.
Got it.
The more your RAS will believe it.
So it's like brainwashing my RAS.
You're training it to focus on the positive.
I like it.
And the more likely you are to actually perform that way.
So it's like giving your brain a pep talk
Exactly.
before you even step on the court.
It sets you up for success.
Love it. But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
Distractions are just part of the game.
Oh, for sure.
The crowd,
Definitely.
the opponent, even those pesky inner doubts.
Yeah, those can be the toughest.
How do we train our RAS to stay focused when things get really intense?
Right, in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember those focus triggers we talked about earlier?
Uh-huh. The mental cues.
Exactly. Those become even more crucial when the pressure's on.
So like if I feel my mind starting to wander.
Yeah, if you notice yourself getting distracted,
Okay.
that's your cue to bounce the ball a couple times.
Right.
Take a deep breath or repeat your power phrase.
To bring my attention back to the present.
Exactly. It's like a mental reset button.
I like it.
And the more you practice those techniques,
Yeah.
the better your RAS gets at filtering out those distractions
Right.
and zeroing in on what really matters in that moment.
Okay. So we've covered breathing techniques, focus triggers, visualization.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah. It's a lot to remember.
It's about finding what works for you.
True. So how do we actually apply all of this to, say, a real match situation?
It's all about practice and finding what works best for you.
Yeah. So are there any, like, real-life examples of how this actually works? Like, has anyone used these RAS techniques to actually, improve their game?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, there are tons of stories
Cool.
of both pro and amateur players who've harnessed the power of the RAS.
Okay, so spill the beans.
Yeah, all right.
Tell us about some of these tennis triumphs.
Okay, so take Serena Williams, for instance.
Oh, Serena, she's a legend.
Right. She's been super open about how visualization has played a huge role in her career.
Interesting.
She'll literally mentally rehearse entire matches before even stepping on the court,
Oh.
feeling the pressure, picturing herself making those winning shots.
So she's basically pre-playing the match in her mind
Exactly.
and getting her RAS all ready to perform at its best.
Priming it for success.
That's incredible.
And then you have someone like Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic, yeah.
He's known for his insane focus and composure under pressure, right?
Totally.
He uses mindfulness techniques and that one-point mentality we talked about
Okay.
to stay totally present and avoid getting overwhelmed by everything that's going on.
It's like he's trained his RAS to just block out all that noise.
Like noise cancellation headphones for his brain.
Right. And just focus on the point that's happening right then and there.
Exactly.
And of course, we can't forget about Roger Federer.
Oh, yeah. Federer's
Had a
incredible.
consistency of his.
Unbelievable.
It's almost superhuman.
I know, right?
He's actually talked about how he uses the one-point mentality, too.
Really?
Yeah, to stay mentally fresh, even during those super long matches.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It really is.
That's a testament to the power of a well-trained RAS.
Those are some pretty inspiring examples.
They are, but
What about those of us who aren't, playing on center court at Wimbledon? Can these techniques actually work for us regular folks?
absolutely. They can work for anyone.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, I actually know a recreational player
Okay.
named Jenna who is really struggling with her consistency and just her confidence in general.
We've all been there.
She was stuck in this cycle of negative self-talk
Oh, I know that cycle.
and would get so frustrated with every mistake she made.
Yeah, it's tough to break out of that.
But then she started incorporating these RAS techniques that we've been talking about into her practice.
Interesting. So what did she do?
Well, she started by setting those SMART goals.
Okay, the specific ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, she wanted to increase her first serve percentage by 10% over a few months.
Okay.
And then she started visualizing herself actually hitting those serves
Okay.
with confidence and accuracy, like really feeling it.
So she really committed to it.
Oh, yeah. And she also replaced all those negative thoughts
Right.
with positive affirmation.
Reminding herself of her strengths.
Exactly.
So she basically, like, completely changed her mental approach to the game.
She gave her mental game a makeover.
I like that.
And the results were pretty incredible.
Really?
Not only did her serve actually improve
Wait,
dramatically, but her overall enjoyment of the game went way up.
that's what it's all about, right?
Exactly. It's got to be fun.
Yeah, and it shows that anyone can benefit from these techniques.
You don't have to be a pro.
So with all these different techniques,
Yeah.
where do we even begin?
Well, the key is to start small
Okay,
and just be consistent.
I can do that.
Choose 1 or 2 techniques that really resonate with you,
Okay.
and then make them a regular part of your practice routine.
Like, build them into my schedule.
Exactly.
Do you have any suggestions for how to create, like, a plan that actually works?
Sure. Let me give you a simple weekly plan.
Okay, all right.
You can adapt it to fit your schedule, but it's a good starting point.
Right.
So on Monday,
Right.
set 1 SMART goal for the week,
One goal.
just 1 to focus on. Maybe it's improving your backhand
Okay.
or staying more focused during rallies, whatever you want to work on.
Okay.
And then spend a few minutes visualizing yourself achieving that goal.
Okay.
Then on Tuesday,
Use it.
focus on those focus triggers.
The mental cues.
Yeah, practice using them during your serves and rallies.
Okay, got it.
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
take some time for reflection.
reflection.
Yeah, think about what's working well,
Uh-oh.
what needs adjusting.
Kind of like checking in with myself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thursday is all about positive affirmations.
Right.
Repeat them before practice
Okay.
and really try to internalize those messages.
Okay, I can do that.
Friday, challenge yourself with some anticipation drills.
Anticipation drills, what are those?
Basically, try to read your opponent's body language
Oh, interesting.
and anticipate what their next move is going to be.
I like that.
Saturday, rest and recharge.
Very important.
Crucial. And then Sunday, dedicate some time to some deep visualization and affirmation practice.
So kind of like putting it all together.
Yeah, like a mental game day.
Wow. That is incredibly helpful.
Is it?
It's like having a roadmap, not just for my tennis game, but like for my mental game too.
It's all connected, right?
It really is. This has been such an insightful deep dive.
It has been fun talking about this.
Yeah, into this whole world of the RAS
Just fascinating stuff.
and how we can actually use it to, transform our tennis game.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super inspired
Me too.
to get out there and put all of this into practice.
Put it to the test.
Exactly.
Remember, every point is a new opportunity to flex those mental muscles.
So true.
Stay focused, stay positive, and most importantly, have fun out there.
I love that. That's it for this episode of The Deep Dive.
Thanks for having me.
We'll catch you next time for another exciting exploration.
Sounds good.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing those limits, both on and off the court.